for referee Chris Kendall, taking charge of a Hull derby, the first time these two sides have met, as Brian said, for a couple of seasons. If you think back to the last time Hull made the journey to this part of Hull, it was a remarkable game. Good Friday 2016, Hull Kingston Rovers seemingly on their way to victory, leading 20 points to nil. 3 tries in 12 frantic minutes from Hull FC had them rattled, and in fact FC snatched victory with Mark Sneyd converting a late Steve Michaels try. Will we have similar drama today? The ball falls off the kicking tee. Just a little bit of breeze unsettling Mark Sneyd as he prepares to get this game underway. And local rivalry is renewed in the city of Hull after a bit of a wait. Justin Carney gets the first touch of the ball, and big pressure on this Hull Kingston Rovers side at home, given the absentees, Maguire and Lunt. It was always a long shot that those two would play. Maguire with concussion, Lunt having suffered a nasty knee gash a few weeks ago. They weren't able to play, and so Matty Marsh coming in for his first appearance since the round 1 loss against Wakefield. So disruption to Hull Kingston Rovers. A good start is important for them, and Albert Kelly involved in the tackle, making his return to KCOM Craven Park, and he's sure to get a warm welcome from his former supporters.
Well, it's a reasonable start there for Hull Kingston Rovers. They got up to the end of the set here, and Chris Atkin with his left foot put the ball high. They're going to challenge and test Beretta Fremo. In fact, the ball's gone straight out on the full. Kick misjudged. And I think that's important here. They're not just going to play the simple turnovers here. They're going to contest and compete whenever possible.
Turnover there.
They played reasonably well last week, even though they were beaten by St Helens by 30 points to 6. They had lots of opportunities, but at times didn't convert the chances into tries. That's essential if they've got any hope here today.
So, disappointing end to that first set. Here's another former Hull Kingston Rovers man, Scott Taylor. He gets the bird as well and gets the welcome. Gets to his feet a bit slowly, Scott Taylor, after that tackle. Sneyd, Shawley's in the line. Twimavami cuts back in field. And Hull will look to really unsettle Rovers early on here. Rattle the Rovers before they can settle into the game. Danny Houghton back into the Hull FC side. That is a big boost for them. Having missed the last 5 games with a calf injury, Houghton, there he is, captaining the side and setting up the first try of the game, or has he, from Mickey Payer. Payer believes he's got the ball down. Referee Chris Kendall is not so sure if Mickey Payer didn't.
Danny
Houghton.
Just check how the ball comes out of the tackle.
No try, says the referee Chris Kendall. Video ref Phil Bentham will have a look at this.
Well, there were wide spaces for the Hull KR defenders. I suppose the threat of Hull passing the ball wide, but that's a brilliant effort from Quinlan. He certainly prevented the ball coming out. Has the man in possession lost the ball, or has it been stripped and taken from him? He hits the arm. He's lost the ball there. He hasn't hit at the ball, so I'm sure that the referee here will determine that this is a loose carry. He's lost possession going forward in the field of play.
I tell you, it's an absolute try-saver from Adam Quinlan. Speed of thought as well as quickness of feet there. He gets himself underneath, and it is the arm that he touches, the forearm, dislodges the ball. It is going to go down as a loose carry. This is interesting.
Well, the video referee here is determining, obviously, that the ball's been taken from him. For us to look at the grounding, it would look like we may get a controversial start to this game.
Don't forget, if the attacking and the defending sides ground the ball at the same time, the advantage will go with the attacking team. Is there enough there to turn this decision over?
Well, there's no doubt they've gone for the grounding here, and I think he's scored on that. But I mean, this will be fascinating. We'll have to get an official ruling on this if it is awarded at half-time about what is determined as a strip.
Phil Bentham is the video ref. Have Hull FC got the first try of the game? It looks like they have. And it's Danny Houghton who's got it down. Mickey Payer denied, but Adam Quinlan valiantly trying to stop Peer succeeded in doing that, but couldn't deny Danny Houghton on his return to the Black and Whites lineup, his first try of the season. And you've got to feel sorry for Adam Quinlan. He denied Mickey Peyer. He so nearly denied Danny Houghton.
He's still a try saver, still goes down as a try saver. It's just another person who was quick of thought as well. Danny Houghton first came back for a few weeks.
Thank you.
What else is fascinating though here, and very controversial, is that the referee on the field has a different interpretation of that act than the video referee. Unless they claim that he didn't see it in full motion. He's obviously played at the arm, that he's hit the ball free, but the video, the ref and the referee interpreted that completely differently.
Formality surely for Mark Sneyd with his goal-kicking record. 28 goals now for the season from the bootmaster Mark Sneyd, and Hull FC off to the perfect start courtesy of captain Danny Houghton.
I think something like this, Phil, there's so many moving parts. There's a decision got to be made very, very quickly. The initial decision for no try is because it's come out of Mickey Peyer's hands.
Guys.
You've got to give him, I mean, that's what the video referee's there for, I suppose, isn't it?
Well, we'll have to check then. What parts of the body can you hit?
Well,
if he hits him in the chest and he loses the ball, then that's a loose carry, isn't it? Well, so which part of the arm can you or can you not hit?
I think that's a correct decision. I think that try is the correct decision by the referee. I don't what your opinion is of that.
Stay behind.
I find it very fascinating, and I'll be interested if we can get an official interpretation from the Stuart Cummins perhaps later about that.
Well, Rovers restart. Disappointed at that decision, thinking they maybe had got out of jail, but Houghton was quick to react, and Hull FC get the first points in the 230th Big City derby. East Hull against West Hull, and it's the Black and Whites who've made the best start to the game. And that's good defence by Maurice Blair. Blair captaining the Robins today in the absence of Danny Maguire. And there's sting in the tackling there from the Red and Whites. Taylor shifts it on, and Sneyd will kick deep, drawing Quinlan across the field, and the fullback brings it back. Oh! There's a big follow-up tackle. Sneyd and Minicello. There is Lee Radford. He's had a tough week, Lee Radford. He celebrated his 39th birthday, which wasn't really celebrating because he had a nasty stomach bug, which meant that he couldn't actually be involved in training with the side. They wouldn't let him near them because of the virus he had. So he only came back into work yesterday, I think it was, when he was given the all clear. He's still not feeling completely 100% after a pretty debilitating bug. But that'll cheer him up, taking the lead early on.
That with me, Mickey. Go 5.
Here is Blair.
Still 5.
Carney, little kick ahead, but straight into the arms of Faraimo. Carney and Beretta Faraimo, similar sort of chunky wingers.
Well, it's a positive end, isn't it, there for Hull Kings Rovers? They've got their opponents trapped near their own line. The crowd have found the voice again. Somebody pressed mute when that first try was awarded, and they'll probably drop off here now. Josh Griffin, an aggressive centre and a good one for Hull. Both him and Tuivasa were brilliant runners of the ball last week, and I think they're going to get given lots of opportunity to run with it again today.
Come on.
Yeah, it's Lee Jewett, I think, was a little bit extra in the tackle. You're right, Bill, the tackles, they've got plenty of sting in them, plenty of niggle as well. Both sides really fired up for this. An exchanging of forearms and wrists and knuckles.
Lee Jewett could have been in hot water then. Two former Salford men.
Okay. Danny.
Well, it's evident as well already that both teams not satisfied with a forward battle up the middle as many probably thought we were going to see today. Hull FC really favouring that shift to that left edge. There's a real strike there, isn't there? Minicello, Tuivasa, Talanoa.
Right, the first penalty against Hull KR for being in the ruck.
Chris Kendall just calling
We've then got players running in. We're 6 minutes into the game.
Together, just
keep having that, then I'm going to take
try
further
and calm
action.
their sides down. Very difficult on a day like today. Calm down in a Hull derby.
I don't really know what that achieves, but I suppose the referee has to do it, doesn't he? The captain goes to speak to the rest of the team.
Just time, I think. Just a bit of time. Help people gather their thoughts and concentrate on the first task at hand, which is a decent game of rugby league.
Yeah, mate. Wait. Go.
Well, here is Chris Green, and Green
1.
takes it
Movement.
into the heart of
Go
the Hull
on.
Kingston Rovers defence. Jewett was there to meet
2.
him.
Move, Tommy. Go to Mossy, you're
Just
off.
shy of the
Mossy.
halfway line.
Okay, now.
Here is Minicello. Little step from the 36-year-old
Third.
Mark Minicello.
Move, Mossy.
And there's another penalty.
That's that danger side of the field, and those strike players, everybody working off Sneed, Shaw out the back. There are so many
Forward.
options there for Hull KR to look at and adjust in defence. Just too much again. That's all a result of losing the tackle. It was a dominant play there by
Mossy, come
Minicello.
on the line.
So the penalty pushes Hull Kingston Rovers back to their own 10-metre line. Here is one of their number from a few years ago,
Movement
Scott
now.
Taylor.
Get square.
Made 52
Wait.
appearances
Wait.
in the red and white.
Go. Need to be quick in the ruck.
Now very much a black and white hero. And here is Kelly. And Kelly, short pass, gets the ball away
Move,
to
Chris,
Faraimo,
don't
but
forget.
good defence,
Wait,
just denying the winger a
wait.
breakthrough
Go,
there.
Tim.
It was Blair once more with the tackle. Here is Kelly, the boos ring out. Look forward, it was forwards.
Forward pass.
Touch judge on the far side, I think, confirmed the referee's suspicion there.
Well, Hull
And
KR
good defence from Hull
Yes,
KR.
and they need to celebrate that fact, don't they? They've been on the back foot here for 7.5 minutes. They've been without possession, but they've defended well there.
Listen, yeah.
Now, if we look back at the trap, I'm led to believe, you know, that the video referee has interpreted that Quinlan has made contact with the ball, not with the arm. Had he just made contact with the arm, which is how I saw it, it would not have been a try. But his interpretation is that Quinlan made contact with the ball, hence the reason why that was awarded.
Jeremy, make sure it's head in the scrum. Let's go.
Thanks, Phil.
Danny, head in.
Mystery
Carlos, you've got
solved.
to be able to touch
Well,
him.
it
Wait
won't
for me,
be solved
wait.
to
Step
the
back, step back.
satisfaction of Hull Kingston
Head in,
Rovers
Tommy, head in.
supporters.
Wait for me, wait. Ball in. Out.
It's the try that separates the two sides, the try goal by Mark Sneed.
Move, Carlos. Wait. Go, that's one.
They survived that particular sortie, but now it's Hull FC's turn to close down.
And this has been a feature of play for Hull from what I've seen this season. Perhaps going to Australia, one of the things they brought back is a faster defensive line, moving up, putting their opponents under pressure, but Masai evades those and manages to make some ground.
Go, third.
Very quick off the mark, FC, and Jewett rides the first challenge from Green, but there's a follow-up on him.
Go, four.
Didn't like that, Lee Jewett. Blair, quick hands, gets it away to Carney. Carney comes back in field. There's a man down in back play. Was he taken late? The referee has called a stop to things. It was Ryan. It was Chris Atkin who's down, I beg your pardon.
He's delivered the pass, hasn't he? And the touches, those stayed on the sideline. He hasn't had a problem with this. Late pass there from Atkin. Faraimo hits him, doesn't he? There's now the question.
Shoulder.
Oh, his head rockets backwards.
Now then, Chris Kendall, the referee, is obviously getting some word from Phil Bentham. He's moved towards the halfway line, obviously listening to what's going on in his headset. There's the tackle.
The more you look at it, the worse it gets.
There's a left arm there in defence of Beretta Faraimo. I'm trying to rule out the shoulder charge, but the contact there looks bad, doesn't it? It looks high.
Well, how ironic, because Beretta Faraimo was on the receiving end of a high tackle from Declan Patton that got Patton sent off. It was obviously a high tackle in the case of Dec Patton. Cost him a 5-game ban. Beretta Faraimo was cleaned out by that, but he's been giving it out on this occasion.
He doesn't miss, does he?
Well, I don't know what the referee does here because he had...
Okay, mate.
He's gone for his pocket. And it's a red card. It's a red card for Beretta Faraimo. Lee Radford incredulous at that. The Hull players gather round the referee. And Beretta Faraimo, who was on the receiving end just a few weeks ago, is now himself red carded. He cannot believe it. He's happened to be persuaded to leave the field. A shake of the head from the United States of America international. And he is disconsolate. The first moments here
I don't have a problem with a red card for the referee if that's what he determines, and I think that he makes contact with the head and he sent him off. What I do have a problem with the fact is that neither he nor the touch judge would have awarded a penalty had Chris Atkins got back up and played on at that point, which he will likely do now. So I'm uncomfortable with the fact here that we've waited, we've stopped the game, we've watched it 5 or 6 times, and then all of a sudden now we've sent him off.
So Hull FC leads by 6 points to 0, but with only 9 minutes of the game gone, they are down to 12 men on the field. And that's how it will stay.
And controversy in the opening 10. I didn't think it was a try from one end, but that was been awarded.
That was forwards.
Referee has to on forward. The bubble's just burst there now with Tommy Lee's past him aside.
Wow.
Scrum. Head of piece.
Barreto Faraimo in his first season as a Hull player.
Square up. Yeah.
Well, that's an anti-climax for Hull KR. We're just recovering from the red card. But they've conceded too many penalties, haven't they? They've invited Hull to that end. They've just lost possession with a simple pass. They're going to have to be better than that for 70 minutes, even though they've got one man more.
Wait on me, please, Matt.
2 coaches. The youngest, Lee Radford, just turned 39. Tim Sheens, 67 years of age, 700-game veteran Tim Sheens. Seen most things in the game, but probably the opening minutes of a Hull derby is a new experience.
Hasn't it been a Hull derby that's been turned on its head as well? Phil, you and I have spoken many times about the galvanising effect of having a player removed from the field from a red card. In the first 10 minutes of a game, this is something I've not seen for a while. How will they respond? Will they have the energy levels to go on and carry on and really pose a challenge to Hull KR now?
Didn't they have a player sent off at about the 20-minute mark last year? They beat Castleford with a man down then, so they're not far off it either, really. This Hull side have got some brilliant players, and they'll very quickly adjust. Back to Sneyd now.
Well, they're going to have to really roll their sleeves up now are the black and whites. Wingman Barreto Faraimo off the field then. That's the 5th tackle. And Sneyd dinks the ball across field, too strong. Carney collects.
It's a kick for the right winger who's not stood there on the moment. He's in the change rooms having a shower. Sneyd's recognised that fact. He's going to have to bring in his range as he kicks it out to the right flank again. Look, obviously they've gone to this side to test to see whether they are short. Jordan Lane doing a pretty good job there on Malot Masoi. And I think this is a player who's disappointed me so far this season, Justin Carney. He's lost the fear factor that he once had 5 years ago. I don't know whether his right knee is injured or he's just lost that sharpness that he has at present.
There's an opportunity here for Hull KR as the game goes on as well. The tendency for FC with a man short now in that defensive line, rather than leave bigger spaces between the men, will be to narrow up. If Hull KR can work between Atkin and Matty Marsh, they may have some joy down these channels, may find more space than usual.
Just over the halfway line then, Hull Kingston Rovers. Surely they're going to capitalise on this numerical superiority they have now after the sending off. Here is the man who was on the receiving end. Atkin gets the pass away to Minns. Minns to Carney. Carney has got men inside him. One of them is Minns, and they will make the most of the numbers. It's Thomas Minns who hits back for Hull Kingston Rovers. And that's where the weakness was. That's where Hull Kingston Rovers went. And that's where the try was for Thomas Minns. His 2nd of the season.
It was a great ball.
On the last tackle, isn't it? They've decided to run the ball. That pass from Atkins, he's not just an intelligent man, he's a clever rugby player. They recognised by running it on that play, they had the best opportunity here to exploit the space. The referee has his hand in the air. This is the power play on tackle 6 here now. And that pass back on the inside, well, it's certainly lifted the confidence levels now with these Hull supporters who had come into this match doubting their team. I think now the belief starts to grow.
Thomas Minns, who's been ever present so far this season. That's his 2nd try of the campaign, having scored in the defeat at Salford earlier on. And Justin Carney, just there wearing number 36, providing the scoring pass, and Chris Atkin obviously feeling no ill effects of that high shot able to set that move going. And you sense that there could be more of that coming down that side for Hull FC.
They're just going to have proportionately more space overall. You know, players with the skill set of Atkin and Matty Marsh. Atkin I've been very impressed with this season. And there's been some opportunities for him now.
Ryan Shaw, who's already racked up the points. He's scored in all 7 so far this season for Hull Kingston Rovers. He's on target again. A roar from the Popular Terrace as the scores are levelled.
And it's the time he takes at the line here, just assessing the skip over that pulls in the Hull FC centre. Great finish in the corner. Good interplay between centre and winger. How valuable, by the way, is it having a kicker with the strike rate of Ryan Shaw in a game like this?
We've got the best 2 goal kickers, the main kickers in Super League on show here, haven't we? Mark Steed for Hull, Ryan Shaw for Hull KR. Both at almost 87% success rate so far with their conversions. The referee here has just almost stopped the game here.
Yeah, there's a bit of I think there's a bit of a communication problem just getting sorted out between Chris Kendall and his sideline officials.
Wait, Mark,
we're back in business, and Sneed will restart after that Rovers try, which has got the crowd here at the KCOM Craven Park ground singing. And
Nice
here is
play.
Atkin, confident, and Chris Atkin eventually brought down, having returned the ball virtually to the halfway line.
Chris, just get up.
Mossy Masoi.
2.
Well, that was evidence of the belief that Hull KR needed, isn't it? Chris Atkin taking the game to the opponents. Again, they persist with coming to the Hull KR left wing.
Maurice Blair is tackled by Lane. Here is Atkin for Jewett, and Jewett, it opened up for Lee Jewett. And Hull FC just looking a little bit in disarray at the moment. They concede the penalty. Desperate to try and slow things down then.
It's everything that we said that they should do, and we expected Hull FC to do. They haven't. They need to narrow up in defence. They've got a numerical advantage of Hull KR. Give them the outside and rely on that back 3 and maybe a little bit of working off and giving up some metres rather than big gaping holes in the middle. That's a big issue, that is, for Lee Radford.
What are you going to be doing, mate? Tapping. Matt's going to be there.
This is Chris Atkin. He really has taken to life with Hull Kingston Rovers, the former Swinton man. He's no rookie, 25 years of age.
What's that, Scott?
And he racked up 721 points in his Swinton days. In fact, he's the only Hull KR player in the England night squad announced recently is Chris Atkin. That ball's come out there. It's been knocked on, says the referee, and Hull FC have something to celebrate. Tim Sheen's puzzled, shall we say.
You felt as though there was a big 5 players to come after that, but in the contact of those 3 men around him, somehow, somewhere, the ball's rolled backwards from it.
On the line.
Mickey Payer's hand is in there.
This is what Barry McDermott refers to as the dark arts in the tackle.
It wasn't that subtle, was it?
Okay, put down, guys, after call.
Subtle enough for the first look. Yeah, and he knows as well, doesn't he?
Wait, Albert.
Got away with that one.
Put down. Adam, head in the scrum.
Mickey Payer.
Let's go, Mosse, ball in.
Just 32 years of age. And a former Hull KR man. That one's almost got away from Fetuli Talanoa. It has. And there's something for Hull KR to celebrate. Talanoa's turn to look incredulous.
Well, touche from James Greenwood here, isn't it? It's his knee around the ball, I think. They've wrestled and rustled him round on the ground.
Rustled?
And the ball come out. Look, he's just made contact there. Maybe he knew what he was doing.
Is that American rustle?
Yes, it is.
I think that goes down as a loose carry as well. That's Talanoa's responsibility there to keep the ball safe, ball retention. You know, those sorts of things, those basic skills are even more important for them now.
Back down.
So that's advantage is quickly squandered by Hull FC, and they find themselves on the defensive inside their own 20. And here is Atkin once more. Atkin shows it once, and then Carney swats aside to Jordan Lane. Welcome to the big time, youngster, says Justin Carney to the rookie. Here is Jewett. 10 metres out. Hull Kingston Rovers. Mossy Masoi will drive it in. A little skip away from the first tackler, but he's brought down by Scott Taylor. Tommy Lee. Atkin, they're going to come to this side again, and Quinlan will get in for another Hull Kingston Rovers try. The referee hasn't awarded it yet.
Tackle free.
Now then, is there a hint of obstruction?
Just check there's no obstruction on one of the Hull players, please.
It is obstruction that Chris Kendall just wants checking, although he has indicated that he thinks it's a try.
Do any of the red shirts impede? Is Lane impeded there from getting to Adam Quinlan? I don't think he is. Take a little look at it. He's running more like Albert Kelly, isn't he? So it's number 26. It's the guy facing him. Maurice Blair there.
It's not
stop
just
him, doesn't it?
It's not just the bloke. Jordan Lane's has been impeded. Whether that's obstructed, that's another thing. You look at Albert Kelly and you go, Albert Kelly's overread that play.
Do you think it will be disallowed?
I would be. I would allow the try. I would allow this try.
Feels like a try to me.
Phil Bentham is the video ref, and he's still.
So it's Maurice Blair, number 11, and it's the effect it has on Jordan Lane. I think Albert Kelly has already gone too far. If this is chalked off, Hull FC have got away with this because that's a bad defensive read for me. Albert Kelly spent too long there looking at Maurice Blair. The space is already there.
The way they're looking at it here now looks as though it's going to be disallowed, isn't it?
Look at the grounding.
They are having a very good look at this, aren't they?
This is 2-0 in favour of Hull, really, in terms of 50-50 try decisions in my eyes.
Boos from the KR crowd. They know what's coming. They've lived with the video ref for long enough now to know the pattern of things. There was no look at the grounding. It's Maurice Blair who's guilty of obstruction.
Well, Albert Kelly's got away with one here because I think he's overread. Jordan Lane does get out. There is impediment. Is it obstruction?
Do you know what? Decoy runners are going to have to learn to avoid and evade the defenders, really. I think that's going to be the next progression of the sport, really. Working very hard when you've gone past the ball to make sure that none of the defenders can make contact with you.
That's it.
So that is a let-off for Hull FC. Coming up to just a quarter of the game having gone. Lee Radford will be relieved at that.
Still got to work up how to plug this hole, though, that he's got from the absence of a right winger, hasn't he? Because it seems as though Hull at the moment keep finding space there, even though that try wasn't awarded. Then a two-man overlap as well.
Carney and
Justin gives space.
Player tangling.
Movement. Go to.
Chris Green goes down under the tackle from Lee Jewett. Now they give it a bit of width to that other side of the field, and Carlos Tuimavave couldn't get the pass wide. He was hoping to find his wingman, but the route was blocked. Here is Minicello. They have looked a threat on that flank of Hull FC.
Move, Mossy with me. Wait. Go.
Here is Houghton. Try scorer. Controversial style. That one's knocked on. Another smile from Mickey Payer.
Scrum.
Good teams, great teams that can go on and win a grand final, can cope with having a man sent off without really all falling apart. Now, it appears at the moment, I know the pass is a knock-on, maybe the pass wasn't great, but from what we've seen from the Hull side, since the man was dismissed, they've not been able to physically or mentally recover.
They haven't adjusted, and I think it's epitomised there really by Scott Taylor. Hard-nosed, hard-running prop, and he's stopping before the line and hitting a tip line runner. I don't understand why you would do that. There's no major advantage. He's not sucked anybody in, and I think that's probably symptomatic of this entire Hull FC team at the moment. They've not yet responded, not yet found a way to settle into life with 12 men.
Well, Kingston Rovers then just short of the halfway line as Jewett plays the ball, and again they come to this side of the field.
They may have come this side anyway with Jordan Lane, Albert Kelly. It's possible that they prefer to do that, but Nick Scruton's on now for Hull KR, so Tim Sheens often does that, brings his big power men on, or a strike weapon like a Sean Lunt when he's been on the bench.
Hull FC haven't really hit top form so far this season. They've got back to winning ways and ran up their biggest score of the season against the Catalan Dragons last Sunday, but that's against the side bottom of the table. That kick is a good one, but it's well dealt with by Talanoa, who waited for the chance to make the tackle on Ryan Shaw. Did that work just right?
He needed, I think, a bit more depth, didn't he, on the kick, closer to the try line to give himself a chance. That 10-metre distance on the line took a lot of the pressure off the whole side.
It was smart by Talanoa as well. He thought about going for it, did Talanoa, and then made that assessment that you've just done now. Made the assessment that you've just done now that yes, it was far enough away from the goal line to enable the Hull KR man to take the ball. Good contact, good initial contact from Greenwood, good drive in the tackle as well.
Minicello going backwards, managing to hang on to the ball under pressure from the newly arrived Scruton and Lee Jewett. Taylor trying to bring a bit of urgency to proceedings for Hull FC. Sneed just thumps the ball downfield, but straight into the arms of the well-positioned Alan Quinlan. And Quinlan running it across the field. Still going Quinlan, looking again for this flank, and then finding Carney. And Carney will build up a bit of pace here. Pinball winger is Justin Carney.
Jamie, you're not square!
They're going to have to make an adjustment on this right edge. They put Jordan Lane into the centre position. He's sitting third man in inside Albert Kelly at the moment. So he would have started the game. He's prepared all week as a back rower. There's a big change there. It's not working so far.
Scruton very nearly went without the ball then. Here is Lee Jewett. Still out there after 22 minutes. Jewett. He's been out for 3 games. Atkin. Pass goes behind Thomas Minns, and Minns is then finished off by Albert Kelly. Atkin dribbles a little kick into the corner, and Hull FC will settle for that.
I'll just clarify the point I made about Jordan Lane. I think he's a great young player, and you would not expect him to defend at the pace that he's having to defend at the moment, in the position on the field that he's having to defend at. They've got Jake Connor on the bench, and you see that's it. Quinlan just skirts around him, the space opens up. That's not his fault. He's out of position. I'm amazed they've not made a change already, because it has been a targeted area of the field.
Max there, guys.
Justin Carney still a handful, but only one try so far this season. That was against the Catalan Dragons in Perpignan, when they went down 18-16, did Hull Kingston Rovers, in slightly controversial circumstances. Well, controversial if you're a Robins supporter. Griffin plays the ball. Houghton. Remember, Hull FC down to 12 men. Beretta Faraimo sent off for a late tackle on Chris Atkin. Massi Matongo off the bench. He's Zimbabwean-born forward. A lad with great potential. Sneed, has he gone for a 40-20? Will it have the legs? It does. Was he inside the 40?
Yes, he was. There's no doubt.
He was, says the referee.
Is this a momentum shift in the match? No. Since they had a red card, they've looked like the second best side, but they've got themselves now back into an attacking position. It's a relatively slow restart by the time the referee's got everybody back on side.
So Sneed with the 40-20. The pitch does look pretty fast, actually. It's dried up a lot. It's good, fast contingent conditions. Here is Massi Matongo now. Still cold though. Matongo wrestles himself free. Kelly trying to step his way through, but the Rovers supporters were waiting for that. Slammed the door in his face. Houghton, short pass from him. Again, great defence. The ball somehow comes free, and it's picked up by Shaw. Shaw chips ahead. He's blocked, and Chris Atkin it is who gets out of trouble well.
Well, the two Hull KR halfbacks, Atkin, who's got the ball back into the field of play, and Marsh, who pulled off an amazing try-saving tackle, deserve a tremendous amount of credit. They've saved 6 points for their side there. There's no question about that.
This is great work from Chris Atkin, but the shot on Mark Minicello Here it is, from point-blank range. Oh, it had to be perfect, didn't it? And his
Next line,
positioning
guys.
was...
Next line, come on.
And
Great
on top of that, KR are awarded the penalty. So that's a win-win situation. Deny the tackle, then they get the penalty, and suddenly they're almost at the halfway
Move,
line.
done it, 10 metres.
Great bit of rear guard action.
Wait, go, that's one.
Built from Hull KR. And they're going to enjoy the weight
Surrender!
of possession and territory, arguably, for the rest of this game, or more as this game goes on. So little Phillips like that, when they do get put under pressure, are all the more valuable.
Here's James Donaldson. Donaldson struggling to play the ball. He had Houghton all over him. Bobby Blair, there's a forward, was it knock on?
By Donaldson, that's what he's claimed, yeah. He had a very quick play of the ball.
Late call.
Scrum.
Did seem a strange one though, didn't it? The players... Let's see where there's a knock on. In fact, I'll tell you what you have to admire. None of the Hull KR players questioned that decision, and yet to us, there's no doubt. His full hands off the floor. If anything, it would be a penalty against Hull for still in contact when the tackle had been completed. The rules say release him.
You know what it looks like to me? He's fresh on the field, is James Donaldson.
Wait,
A lot of players that apply sticky stuff,
now, let's go.
sticky glue to the thing, particularly in conditions like this, and enable that ball to stick. And I think there's some residue on there. The ball's stuck to the hand when he's trying to put it on the floor to play it.
Held! Release, Ben! Go, Ben, you know it's quick!
Minicello was struggling to get himself free there. Here is Josh Bowden then.
Two. Move,
Off the bench, into action for the Black and Whites,
Go, two.
who've steadied things a little bit after the disruption caused by the sending off of Faraimo.
Third.
It's got a
Move,
really threatening look about it, hasn't it? That whole FC shift from right to left.
Here is Mossima Tungo. 20 metres out.
Release, four. Go, four.
Now Sneed. Familiar little step from Sneed. Shaw joins in. Tuimavave. The Tuimavave, well, he did well there because he was tangled up, but he managed to get himself free, and he gets the pass away to Shaw. Shaw, wrong the foots. Ryan Shaw gets the pass away to Talanoa. He's in the corner. What a finish that is from Fetuli Talanoa if it's awarded. Touch judge not convinced. It's going to be another call to the video ref Phil Bentham, who is having a busy afternoon.
Got to try.
Well, he has a freakish finishing ability, doesn't he? He scored a try last week with an amazing catch over his head. Jumped about 4 feet off the floor, caught the ball probably 20 feet off it, and then scored in the in-goal area last week. But he's shown here, low to the ground, tight in a corner. He's still a good player as well here. There's a question about whether or not anybody's impeded here. Does Shaw, anybody hold anybody back? No, there's no problem with that. Does he ground the ball? Now the touch judge is looking infield. Can we get a shot to see whether the ball's grounded before it's in the sideline?
He's showed great strength in getting himself into a try-scoring position. The same about this left edge. Shaw, this is his natural running side. Mark Sneed as well. Tuimavave who contributed to it. Good fend in the first instance. Video referee is looking again at whether there was any Hull KR player impeded in a defensive effort.
Well, by whom? By another Hull KR player?
I think they're probably going to go past that one now and concentrate on this grounding. But let's look at the positives, because look at Talanoa there. He's got 4 KR players around him, 1 on the floor, 3 in the tackle. What's the left arm doing? In. Ooh!
Did the left fingers touch the touch line?
Or is he lifted them up?
Somebody else's arm, isn't it, that's closer to it?
No, he's lifted his fingers up.
Have they touched the ground? Look at the line on the way till it hits the ground first.
No. And he watch his fingers. He lifts his fingers up.
That's so close.
Here we go.
That is so close.
Oh, come on. If fingertip touch, that is, talk about fingertip touch. If he's cut his nails, I tell you what, if he's cut his nails, he's going to get this try.
You cannot turn this down. There is not enough there. We're talking about fingernails. There's not enough there. You cannot overturn this decision. That's a fantastic finish.
Now in the next frame. There.
His fingers are up. That's amazing.
Phil Bentham is the video ref. Has Fetuli Talanoa got his 8th try of the season?
That's a cracking finish. That's a fantastic finish.
Still await the video ref decision. Phil Bentham has had a long look at this for Tuli Talanoa. The try is awarded. It was touch and go. He didn't make touch. And referee Phil Bentham stuck to Chris Kendall's call with that decision to award the try.
Well, we're used to seeing wingers score spectacular tries in rugby now, where they dive in just inside the corner flag and ground the ball. This is a spectacular, but done in a different way. He's gone hard and low, and just with that instinctive knowledge of getting the ball over the line, but keeping his hand out of off the touchline. Wonderful finish. Mulcahy have done everything possible to deny him, but still, it's 4 more points on the board.
Real hero among the Hull supporters for Tuli Talanoa, second on the Super League try charts, behind Ben Barber going into this game. And that try taking him to 8 for the season. Sneed, well, this as tight to that touchline as he could possibly get, as we saw from the try decision. But that's no barrier to the goal-kicking expertise of Mark Sneed, who salutes the salute that he was no doubt given by the Rover supporters on that side of the ground.
So here's the freeze of the frame at which Talanoa had scored the try. We will get there. We will get there in a minute. Talanoa, the try scorer, at the point at which the ball is on the ground, the fingers are up, is in play, and there is insufficient evidence to overturn the on-field decision. What a great try.
Massimo Tongo collects the restart then. Nail-biting stuff that was. It's probably a good job that Tuli Talanoa's bitten his nails, if he does.
2, move, Chris!
So, the 12 men of Hull FC lead by 12 points to 6 here at Craven Park.
Third, move, James, back!
It's taken them about 20 minutes, hasn't it, to recover from that red card. Now for the next 10 minutes, are they back in the flow of it? Tuimavave and Griffin are very dangerous centres, and here goes one of them.
Here is Carlos Tuimavave, back in field to Shaw. Shaw a clear run for the posts, and it's back-to-back tries for the black and whites. No doubt about that one. Shaw celebrates in front of the Hull FC supporters at that end of the ground. They've weathered the storm of the black and whites, and they've come back with a vengeance. Talanoa in the corner, Shaw under the posts, and Lee Radford, well, he still looks as though he's a man getting over a nasty stomach bug, but that'll cheer him up, that's for sure.
Well, Jamie Shaw's try will be a perfect tonic. You want to keep an eye on the full-back position here. Goes from Sneed to Shaw. Shaw passes, and he's tracking this play all the time on the inside. Great fend from Carlos Tuimavave, and Shaw, there he is. That's the mark of a good full-back. Puts his player outside into a position with space around him, and then never gets more than a pass distance away. He's tracking on the inside. He's out of earshot to the left, but he's stalking, and he provides support there to run 30 metres untouched underneath the sticks. Great full-back play, great double strike from Hull FC.
Third try of the season for the Hull FC full-back Jamie Shaw. And back-to-back tries, because he got a try against the Catalan Dragons last time out. And there he was supporting Carlos Tuimavave.
Well, I spoke to some Hull fans before the game, and they were questioning whether their backs have got enough pace to score long-range tries. It was a wonderful example. They did say Jamie Shaw's probably the quickest and most dangerous player they've got, and Hull found a way of using that pace to maximum effect. They've got 2 very dangerous centres. In fact, if it comes to one-on-one running, Griffin and Tuimavave are possibly the 2 best runners. If you were playing Richest Bulldog, they'd be the 2 guys you won't want to try to stop. They'd be fantastic. They're fast, they're powerful, and they're evasive. And they've been able to use that and combine with the fastest player they've got, Jamie Shaw at the back.
Thoughtful-looking Hull Kingston Rovers players on their own try line, absorbing the fact that, despite the fact that they have the one-man advantage, they've conceded 2 quick-fire tries. to their arch rivals, and Sneed will burnish the second of those from Jamie Shaw and extend Hull FC's lead to 18 points to 6.
Well, you know what, they've been maybe questioned here now. It has taken them time to recover, but they've recovered particularly well here. You know, Liam Salter's going to be targeted more and more here, and there'll be the test to see whether he can cope with it. You can only learn, can't you, by playing against the best at the moment. Kyle Tumavavi looks better than him, but he's got almost 50 minutes to get his own back. This game is far from over.
Well, when this game is over, there's more action to come, because we've got Saints against Wigan coming up. After this on Sky Sports Arena, we've had drama here. No doubt we'll get drama at the Totally Wicked Stadium for that derby match between those two arch rivals. The Robins go for a spectacular high restart, and Quinlan couldn't quite take it.
Knock on, no advantage, knock on.
So close.
Well, you have to admire their invention, aren't they? They'll try spices up the game, it makes it more interesting to watch in my eyes, and they almost got possession back. Well, spiral kickoff.
Do you admire the invention, or do you criticise the decision? At 31 minutes, they've just had a double strike against them. There are 12 points scored. Well, now is not the time. I mean, there's more than half the game left.
What have they lost though? They've lost 10 metres because they made the tackle.
You know him and short restarts.
I'm for entertainment
and short restarts.
And I think that's more entertaining for people watching at home than people watching at the ground.
I agree completely, and Tim Sheens is after 2 points. He's after 2 competition points. I'm unconvinced on that.
Well, it nearly came off. If it had come off...
That would have been brilliant.
Yes.
I would have been the first to have given a round of applause.
Quinlan couldn't keep a hold of it. There's an ooh from the crowd as they see that charge from Danny Washbrook.
Morris.
Oh, hang on, I've never seen a replay.
Belatedly, I think there's Danny Washbrook looking like a choir boy there.
Oh no, that's wrong.
Shoulder charge, Danny Washbrook.
That's wrong, that's wrong. The game can't be officiated in that way, that we wait so long and see a replay and then the referee gets told and changes his mind.
Well, the knock-on had already... I don't understand what the...
Because we've now seen the replay and the video referee or the officials have said no.
But the play's dead. The play's dead at that point. It's a strange decision, I agree with you.
Okay, Tommy.
Well, it's not one that Hull Kingston Rovers are going to spend time disputing, because it's given them possession from the short restart, so it obviously is a good idea.
Get over here.
Here they come, Quinlan. The pass on, but not a good one. It's picked up by Shaw eventually, but they've lost momentum, and Hull FC will try and ensure that they lose a bit more momentum. Sneed tangled up with Shaw there. Into midfield with Donaldson. Donaldson stopped 10 metres out. Again, Hull FC doing a good job to slow things down there. Sloppy pay the ball. It's a penalty, says the referee.
Come out. Mark, I called held and release.
They just pushed it too far there. Half an hour gone, just over. And here comes Donaldson once more. Hull Kingston Rovers looking to hit back.
Move, Scott Taylor, guess what?
After those 2 quick tries. And this is their opportunity. Atkin on to Quinlan. Quinlan to Minns. Minns shepherded towards the sideline. Carney.
Go to.
Will he try and go himself? No, there's too many in his way there. So here's Greenwood.
He's got a great offload and him stay around him, stay alive.
Greenwood trying to offload that. But he is wrestled to the ground. Desperate defence from FC. Donaldson on to Blair. Blair flips the ball over the tongue. There must be in here with Carney. Carney will try and bulldoze his way to the corner. He can't. He's brought down. That's great defence so far from Hull FC. But surely Hull Kingston Rovers are going to find a way through now. Atkin running across the field finds Donaldson. Is cut down by Matongo and Kelly. Kelly still on the ground. Now they've got the numbers. Carney back in field. Minns surely will get his second of the game. He has. Minns put his head in bravely there to get that ball down. He's got a bloody lip for his troubles, but he's got to try his second of the game for Hull Kingston Rovers, who hit back after a period of sustained pressure, courtesy of those back-to-back penalties.
We've had controversy from the start of this game, and it continues here with a belated penalty. He hasn't knocked on because the ball hasn't quite hit the ground, according to it has actually there, but Anyway, the referee eventually gave a penalty to Hull KR. We saw another one with Donaldson being a little bit risky with that. The referee said he'd held on to him for too long. And then again, the pass here, there's a question mark for me whether there's a forward one here from Carney back on the inside. The referee or the touchers disagree, and that's awarded. You know, what we promised our viewers a great game on Good Friday, and these two sides are certainly doing. Would that be forward pass to you, John?
That looks like a forward pass to me. I'll tell you what's more clear cut, and that's the knock-on at the play the ball from James Donaldson. Still got issues with the handling, I think, coming off on a sub with a load of sticky stuff on his hands. The try stands, but there, the more you look at that, the more forward that looks like from Carney to Thomas Minns. They won't mind though, the try goes down, and it's the second of the afternoon for Thomas Minns.
Well, Hull FC have got a problem as well, as we see the Hull KR side just celebrating. Albert Kelly still down on the floor, injured. Hasn't moved now for quite a long time.
Well, he was involved in a tackle with Massimo Tongo in the build-up to that try. Seems to be okay, or are they going to bring him off for assessment? This, I think, is where Kelly got injured.
Head or neck injury, perhaps. Could be a head assessment, or maybe they just want to check him spinally in the change room from just 5 to half-time.
Just looking at, there's a play the ball that we mentioned here. It's James Donaldson again. That's not necessarily the one I think we're looking for. There's nothing wrong with that one. It was the way the penalty was conceded.
Well, ultimately, Thomas Minns scored the try, his second of the game, and Ryan Shaw has the conversion opportunity. Albert Kelly, once a Hull Kingston Rovers player, they don't let you forget that. So when you leave the field for a concussion assessment, there's extra joy in it as Shaw nails the conversion. We really have got a game on here. Hull Kingston Rovers 12, the 12 men of Hull FC 18. Half-time approaching.
Okay, so this is the play the ball we think we're talking about, and there's a lost ball there in the act of play. Now that was 2 plays before the try had been scored, not picked up at the time.
Was that the penalty?
That was given a penalty to Hull KR, yeah.
So, no shortage of issues to digest at half-time, which is approaching.
Oh, go on, hold on.
And no shortage of controversy in this game from early on when Beretta Faramo was sent off for his late shot on Chris Atkin.
Speed there from Donaldson. He's helping them to play the game quickly. If they want to get back and win this match, they have to be able to compete, if not play quicker in the black and white outfit.
Wait, go for, play on, play on.
Well, they're playing it quickly now. Quinlan gets the pass away to Shaw. Shaw is quick, gets the ball back infield to Salter.
Move!
That's a great recovery from Jamie Shaw. Whether they can hold him out now, that was all that
Because
matters.
Shaw will skip inside and put the ball down. It's back-to-back tries. No, it's a forward pass. KR is celebrating. The Robins on the field celebrating. Tim Sheens is unmoved. He's seen what's unfolded. Forward pass.
It's a turnover. Last tackle.
Just take a look in the process of this, and that's the forward pass we're talking about to Tommy Lee. The effort that went on
as well.
There's a couple to choose from, yeah. The efforts from Jamie Shaw. He misses the final tackle, but he's come up with a couple of efforts there. So that one was forward. That was definitely forward.
Over there.
Jamie Shaw, a third attempt. He was beaten on the inside, but some valiant defensive work there. Tim Sheens, I don't think, would have an awful lot to complain about. That's pretty obvious as we take a look at that.
10 out.
A puff of the cheeks and a goodness gracious me sort of.
Well, when you've coached that many games, you've seen that many scenarios 15 times or more
Let's
each.
go, time.com.
Not much is going to faze the big man.
Let's go, play the ball. Go.
So Hull FC survive.
Surrender!
How long can they continue surviving with only 12 men on the field?
Well, there's an issue as well in back play. Carlos Tumivavi is being attended to by the physio, so they're already down to 12 men on the field. There's one out of action in this set of 6 just at the top of your screen being assessed, and that's not looking good.
Norris!
Bandage being applied to Carlos Tuimavar's right arm. Oh, and that's welcome. That is welcome for Hull FC.
Offside, mate.
Offside, says Chris Kendall.
Offside.
There's a few players dropping down with
Time off.
Scruton 24 there is in front of the referee. He's not got back to him. The shiny yellow boots on.
Okay, Nick.
Scruton, who started these missed, hasn't he, games recently. Looks like he's got pins and needles in the left arm.
Is it a head injury? Okay, let's go then.
He looks in a lot of pain, doesn't he? A lot of discomfort.
Missed the last game at Scruton,
Time back
but he's
on.
an old
Let's
war
go,
horse,
boys.
33 years of age.
Jay, time's back on. Ready to go.
Half-time approaching.
Offside.
See what it's like when he gets in the dressing room.
Jake Connor on the field. I was hoping to see him sooner. Not just because I enjoy watching him play. I think Hull FC really needed him following that sending off of Farimo early on in the game. He's a talented player.
Guys,
he gets under the skin of the opposition, though, Bill.
And this is just the sort of occasion to get under the skin of the opposition. A whole derby.
Nick Scruton!
That's what the whole crew was shouting.
No, that's one.
Here is Sneed. Sneed drops the ball back in field to Minicello, who finds Jake Connor. Now Connor out wide to Griffin, and Griffin trying to bulldoze his way towards that Hull Kingston Rovers line.
Go to.
But this is where Hull FC want to finish this first half up this end of the field. Josh Bowden
Goal line, Tommy.
spent a lot of the recent time in this game back at the other end defending their own line. Now they've got a great opportunity here. That look forward to Talanoa. Nobody's whistling for that. Talanoa gets his second of the game. The try is awarded. And Hull FC have hit him again. For Tuli Talanoa. No doubt about this one, or was there?
No doubt for me, Bill, no. I mean, we've got better weather, firmer pitch, and we've seen some brilliant passing here. And it was the width and the quality, the accuracy that'll delight Lee Radford and certainly put another try on his records. Just watch how they stretch the defenders here. There's a penalty with Chris Atkin offside that certainly helped. You worried, didn't you, with just a minute to go to half-time, that inviting Hull to that end of the field was a danger. Houghton, great pass. Sneed, another one to Shaw. Even though it went behind him, he was able to adjust and recover. And they're the team who look like they've got an extra man here. So easily are they able to create this overlap.
Yeah, it's a big overread from Liam Salter, who's come in from the centre position. Talanoa left in lots of space. I tell you about the threat that they had on that left edge. It is significant, Bill. But what has really helped, I think, is the introduction of Jake Connor as another ball player to balance that up a little bit. Make sure the threat is going to be there both sides of the field.
For Tuli Talanoa, already in the tries this season, takes him to 9 now. Hooter is sounded, so conversion to come. And what a first half we have had, what drama, and who'd have thought that it would end with Hull FC in the ascendancy like this. When they were down to 12 men initially, they really were in disarray, and you feared for them. But they've come back strongly, they've regrouped, and they've rocked Hull Kingston Rovers with a succession of tries. 2 of them for Tuli Talanoa. Sneed misses for the first time this afternoon. Again, he salutes his saluters. Lee Radford, who's got off his sickbed to be here, will be feeling a lot better at the end of that first 40 minutes, because his side lead in the heart of opposition country by 22 points to 12.
Yeah, thanks very much, Bill. Lee Radford and his side halfway to a 6th consecutive derby win. Well, we have missed this derby, haven't we? Just almost 2 years since they last met, and what can we talk about from that first 40 minutes? We've had 6 tries, a red card, tries disallowed, so much to talk about, and we're going to do all that after a very short break. Half-time, Hull FC leading by 10 at KCOM Craven Park.
Shoulder into the ribs and then leg drive from that point.
become champion of the universe. Me with my beautiful, colorful personality. I'm good looking, clean living, cultured, and I am modest. I am so modest I can admit my own fault. My only fault is I don't realize how great I really am. Because I am great. I am the greatest.
Go to that famous city, the one you always see in the movies. Go to the city of love, and just try to resist that accent. Then go east, far east, and see for yourself if these are the best dumplings in the world. Looks like they are. Or maybe you just want to go someplace that doesn't feel like any place else. Then you should really go here. So, where do you want to go?
In all his time running a small business, this year has been Jimmy's toughest. So while he's proud to have helped put a roof over the heads of lots of families, he's most proud of the one he's kept over his family. He gets the most out of his money with QuickBooks, invoicing on the go to get paid faster and automatically tracking mileage on the job. Smarter business tools for the world's hardest workers, now with up to 50% off your first 6 months. QuickBooks, backing you.
Alexa, it's showtime.
Okay.
Alexa, play pop playlist.
5, 6.
Alexa, how many stars are in the galaxy? Many astronomers believe it contains at least 100 billion stars.
7, 8.
This Easter, outdoor projects start with Screwfix. And for 8 days only, there are some great deals on at your local Screwfix and screwfix.com. Save £20 and get your hands on this Mountfield hand-propelled lawnmower. A great deal for only $129.99. And save £10 on this 18-volt DeWalt Combi drill with 2 batteries. Now only $89.99. So when you need to get the outside sorted, get down to Screwfix in-store or online. Here when you need us.
If it looks like this one...
This is the one. Can he keep it together? Yeah!
Sounds like this one.
Let's go.
And makes you feel like this one.
People work 9 to 5 here, and that's a very long time.
Then it's got to be this one. It's amazing.
Jackpot. Who is it?
All the good stuff on Sky One.
Available to buy or rent in Sky Store now.
There are enemies coming from far away.
The world needs Superman.
They said the age of heroes will never come again. Shall we?
Glad I didn't miss this. Buy or rent Justice League in Sky Store now.
You've got to grind the team down.
Undefeated champions collide in Cardiff tomorrow night. Anthony Joshua meets Joseph Parker in a world heavyweight unification showdown. There's a packed undercard too for all you fight fans. Coverage gets underway from 6 p.m. on Sky Sports Box Office. If you're a Sky customer, go to channel 491 or to the box office to book this event. If you want any more information on all the ways to watch, go to skysports.com/Joshua. Cable customers, contact your operator. We have a Good Friday doubleheader for you. A little later on, we've got St Helens Wigan coming up. We're over in the city of Kingston upon Hull. And it's Hull Kingston Rovers trailing Hull FC at half-time, 22 points to 12. So much to talk about in that first 40 minutes. Just another scoreline to bring you as well. Salford on their way to a comfortable victory over the Catalan Dragons. The latest score from that one is 32-14 to Salford. Okay, boys, let's get into this game and let's start at the opening 2 minutes. Danny Houghton try that we first thought at the start, Terry, was controversial but correctly awarded.
Yeah, well, the effort here from Quinlan when he goes in to try and effect the tackle, he hits the ball, he knocks it forward, it's play on from there, and Danny Houghton scores the try. He was ready.
We're looking here, Terry. If it was the arm and the arm only, it was okay, but it appears to be there was the elbow made contact with the ball.
Yeah, Brian, and it's probably classed as a ball steal from the video referee, and it's a one-on-one. All of a sudden it goes out wide. And I think that this effort here for Emo, he gets sent off for it. It wasn't a direct contact. I think it was secondary contact with the head, and the referee had no option, Chris Kendall, but to send for Emo off. And it was a big play. All the attack for about a 20-minute period seemed to be going down the left-hand side. Good, nice interchange between the centre and the hooker, back inside to Mins. All of a sudden, there's an awful lot of confidence. I think this should have been awarded.
Well, you all seem to have a problem with this. John and Phil in the commentary, and Barry and yourself here.
Albert Kelly jams in. He takes the wrong option. He's going for the dummy runner. The space is created out on the edge.
Defensive line not disadvantaged. Hull FC, though, let off there, Barry. They strike back through a great finish from Tully Talanoa.
Well, this is an outstanding finish. He had a metre to work in, managed to get the ball down. I've no problem with this try. It's his 8th try of the season, Talanoa. And then again, Jamie Shaw
Tumavave, very good last week.
Passes this ball, but keeps going. Tumavave should be better defended than that, but you have to say that Tumavave strong over on that left side, and that fullback is just trailing on the inside, trailing on that middle channel. I have severe question marks about that pass. I would say the man under most pressure at the minute is the guy in the middle, Chris
Kendall.
Kendall.
18-12 at that stage. Do you think Hull Kings Rovers would be happy going in at half-time with that? This may be a blow to them, a fatal blow.
Well, whenever you're playing against 12 men, you should be able to take advantage of the spaces, and John Wells is talking about possibly defensively getting in short and restricting those spaces in the middle. But I think Hull KR will look at that and say we should be in a lot better spot here. And I say I wouldn't be a referee for a Golden Pig, because everything that happens, there's a whole host of noise and players shouting and carrying on, and these aren't robots. These are human beings.
Or a video referee, Terry, and it's there we're going to start with the first instance, the try that was given to Danny Houghton. We all looking at it in the studio, and to be fair, with the benefit of a couple of replays, still weren't convinced that there was contact from Adam Quinlan's arm on the ball.
It was a big effort, and trying to stop Mickey Payer from close range. You've got to hit him with absolutely everything. And you can see that Quinlan makes a play to dislodge that ball, hit the arm, but you can just see there is a touch. There is a touch. The ball comes out the tackle from Payer. It goes forward, and when Danny Houghton, like he always is, he's just jogging on the spot, you can see him loitering, supporting his player, looking whether it was going to be for the next play or not. Now, but you've got to play every play, haven't you?
Oh, and credit to Danny Houghton as well for following up on that play, absolutely. Look, numerical advantage now to Hull FC after Beretta Ferrimo was sent off. His contact with Chris Atkin, now you can only think that the referee has deemed that this was late and there was no genuine attempt to tackle. That was what would distinguish it between a red card and just a penalty or on report.
Well, I've had time to think about it, I've time to watch it, and my initial thoughts were it's a good tackle. If a player's head jolts back, you almost think the worst. But if Chris Atkin and contact with the head was made and he was in danger of being concussed, why wasn't there a concussion assessment?
Well, it's a good question.
Yeah.
I haven't got an answer for that.
No.
But Chris Atkin, I'll tell you what he did do.
I don't believe it was a red card. I think it was a big shot.
Well, he got up off the ground, ran the ball, set up Thomas Mins for his first try. Thomas Mins' second try, though, had question marks against it. Justin Carney's pass, I mean, I'm not sure Carney had to pass. He's probably trying to make the angle a bit better. I'd fancy him maybe at that distance against Griffin even.
Looked forward, didn't it?
Certainly did.
We called it forward when we were watching it live. But do you know, like, Hull KR had a real good spell, Brian, for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And the way that Hull FC finished the half, they scored 3 tries in the final 13 minutes. And that's what Hull FC can do to you.
Boys, we talk about derbies in cliches sometimes, but this one has delivered. It has the passion, it has the rawness, it has the spark, it has the fire. Lee Jewett seemed to be taking on the Hull FC pack single-handedly at one stage.
And that's what I'm saying to you. They're not robots, these players, and they will make mistakes, and there will be moments where it's boiling over and it's bubbling over, and we should embrace that. It should be a case of just turning the temperature down, not pulling the light out.
Well, we've got 40 more minutes of that coming up, and after that we will bring you the St Helens-Wigan derby. Wigan have won their last 8 Good Friday meetings against St Helens, but now it's Saints at the top of the table and Wigan in second spot. A massive crowd expected at the totally wicked stadium for this round 8 of the Betfred Super League clash. We got a break coming up, and after that back to KCOM Craven Park for the second half of the Hull derby. The home side trailing by 10, plenty of fire, plenty of question marks over some decisions, but plenty of life left in this match.
Brown misses him. Getting over the top.
I am the greatest. I'm going to become champion of the universe. Me with my beautiful, colorful personality. I'm good looking, clean living, cultured, and I am modest. I am so modest I can admit my own fault. My only fault is I don't realize how great I really am. Because I am great. I am the greatest.
G'day, fellas. William and Ralph Foster.
There you go, mate. Try not to drop it.
Foster's for the thirsty. This year, Gopi has built her own business with her own 2 hands. Each unique piece comes to life in the same way. A messy, sloppy, splattery way. But at least with QuickBooks, she's found a way to keep her receipts tidy. Snap, sort and store tax-deductible receipts on the go with QuickBooks. Smarter business tools for the world's hardest workers. Now with up to 50% off your first 6 months. QuickBooks, backing you.
You can watch the latest movies straight from the cinema on your TV. Easy.
Hurry, offer ends soon. Search Sky Store 50.
Alexa, call Erin.
Calling Erin.
Hey, you still going to that thing tonight?
I think so. Is that my red jumper?
See you tonight. Alexa, hang up.
Alexa, show me the nursery.
Okay.
Say dada. Dada. Say dada. Dada.
That's my girl.
This Easter, outdoor projects start with Screwfix. And for 8 days only, there are some great deals on at your local Screwfix and Screwfix.com. This 9-litre Ronseal one-coat fence life is an amazing 2 for £12, and it comes in 4 colours. And for only $9.99 each, get these 500 pack of timber deck screws, available in green or brown, perfect for all deck projects. So when you need to get the outside sorted, get down to Screwfix in-store or online, here when you need us.
Sky Cinema presents a brand new premiere every day. With more heroes.
The world's changed. It's time we change too.
More action.
Today, you can save the world.
And more laughs. Get ready for what's coming. More of everything. Only Sky Cinema brings you a brand new premiere every single day. Sky customers, press red to upgrade to Sky Cinema today.
Available to buy or rent in Sky Store now.
Hello? Stop! Freeze!
Perfect. Buy or rent Paddington 2 in Sky Store now.
That was an absolute wicked kick, that.
Just a reminder, coming up after this match, we have the 75th Super League meeting of St Helens and Wigan. Saints, the outstanding side of 2018, sitting at the top of the Betfred Super League table. Wigan just 1 place behind them. It's half-time at KCOM Craven Park, and we have in the past witnessed remarkable comebacks in this fixture. Hull Kingston Rovers with a 1-man advantage over Hull FC, trail by 10 points at half-time. The sending off of Ferrimo 9 minutes into the match has not affected Lee Radford's side. Time now to go back to Hull and back to our commentary team of John Wells, Phil Clark, but first, Bill Arthur.
Well, they're chuntering in the executive area just down below us about that first half of the Hull Kingston Rovers supporters.
Well done, Morris.
Although even they bewildered by the sending off of an opposition man.
One, move, get square.
So
Go,
that's how it stands. The 12 men in black and white at the moment lead by 22 points to 12. Looking for their first away win of the season, Hull FC, and where better to get it than on opposition soil. Got a lot of work to do if they're to see it home, because it's going to tell on them, having played for so long. Down to 12
Chris
men.
Atkin, get square. Wait.
Fremo sent off early on in the proceedings.
Clear.
There's no shortage of energy from at the moment. Here is Jamie Shaw, first half try scorer for Hull FC.
Last move, Chris.
And that's the fifth tackle, just inside their own half.
Go 5.
And the ball with Sneed, who's got himself into position to put the kick in. KR playing with a bit of a breeze at their backs now, and Quinlan eventually gets that ball. And they are offside,
well, Mark
says the referee.
Protesting, claiming that he, I think having made the kick, has pushed up and put all the players onside. He's too late to get to the referee and the kick's already taken, but there you can see they're in front of him. But Sneed's effort at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen here. Does he get there in time? No, clearly not. He thought he got there before the defenders were involved. Anyway, it gives Hull KR the first chance now to stage a comeback.
Here they are now with James Greenwood.
Move, Scott Taylor, get square.
After that penalty decision, I don't think Sneed got anywhere near, did he? No.
Surrender.
And here is Scruton.
Go
20 metres out now.
Ball. Move, Mark. Hit the
KR.
goal line. Go 4.
Trying to even things up as Clarkson plays the ball. Across the field with Atkin. Atkin teasing the defensive line. They've got the advantage here, but the pass just behind Justin Carney. He had to put the brakes on and come back in field, and here's Blair now. That's the fifth tackle.
Wait. Go 5.
Blair will play the ball. Tommy Lee, and very good defence. Greenwood gets the pass away, and it's snaffled by Josh Bowden. Good work on their own line by Hull FC. There's a man down right at the rear. I think
it's Mark Sneed. Yeah, it was him who got off the goal line as well. Really well timed. He's suffering for it, but he's gone straight for Greenwood. And Hull FC have come out on top.
And Hull KR missed a great chance to score, didn't they? Their attackers just needed to push up closer to Atkin. They had the space, they had the opportunity. They missed a shot there.
Here is Griffin now. Griffin upended by Donaldson, it was, with the tackle.
This is very deliberate as well, Bill. A lot of the backs getting in this set, a lot of the outside backs taking a set off for the forwards. They realise they've got a man down, realise that fatigue will be an issue later.
Connor hoists the kick, he does put people onside. It's batted back, it's still on the last, and that'll be the turnover.
Turnover. Leave the ball now.
That's two poor ends to sets from Hull FC. You know, again, you come back at a numerical disadvantage, the basics become very much more important if you're going to come out on top in a game. That's two sets they've really had poor ends to, and given Hull KR an easy way out of this first 20 or 30 metres.
Here's Mins, 2 tries to his name so far this afternoon for the Hull KR centre. Looking for a hat-trick, James Greenwood. Up to the 40-metre line in his own half. Eventually, he struggles free to play the ball. Bowden's not going anywhere, and not making any attempt to go anywhere.
Well, he was trapped in, wasn't he, and they play the ball. James Greenwood made it obvious that he had to award a penalty to the referee. And now the crowd find the voice again. They've kicked deep, they're 20 metres from the line. There's a resurgence here now amongst the home supporters. Can it translate onto the field?
Donaldson skipping, a spring in his step. That's good to see for a player who's known more than his fair share of injuries. Here's Atkin once more. Atkin, that's probably the first poor pass he's delivered all day, and Quinlan has to retreat to pick it up. Goes across the field. from one side to the other. Now with Liam Salter, and Salter is brought down.
We'll be hoping, Unker, that the number 20, Marsh, is going to get the ball now. Starts to play a more active role in their attacking play.
Just ships it on, does Matty Marsh, and here is Scruton.
Move, Scott, get square. Go first.
Tommy Lee. Marsh and Quinlan slices through and unselfishly gives the ball to Shaw, and Shaw will score. Improves on it, but it was the pass from fullback Adam Quinlan that sent Ryan Shaw in then, and Quinlan could have finished himself. But instead he gave the ball out to his wingman, and Ryan Shaw claims try number 6 of his season.
Well, we've heard a lot of talk about Chris Atkin, one of the half-backs for Hull KR today. It's about time we heard some more about Matt Marsh, the number 20. Here's a penalty. James Greenwood can't play the ball. Josh Greenwood can't invade, extract himself from the ruck area. And from this field position, they put on a nice play. Back to the right rather than the left. A nice movement from Marsh, in and away to tease the defenders, create that time that his fullback needed just to get himself into position between two defenders, in between Sneed and Tumavave, and then the pass is delivered, and the home team are back in this one.
Ryan Shaw then will look for another successful conversion. 13 so far this season. He's been in good form. He kicked 4 from 4 against the Catalan Dragons. He's missed with that one. That's normally a very kickable kick for him, but he's put that one wide.
It's a nice late show from Quinlan. Really pulled Mark Sneed out of the line. And well done, Ryan Shaw. It's a very difficult discipline, is that, keeping and hugging your touchline when there's so much going on inside of you. Goes and improves the angle for himself. Unsuccessful with the kick, but now close to within 6 points.
And still a long way to go in this game. The wind picking up. The sun has vanished. There's mist closing in from the east.
Surrender!
And it's a chilly afternoon now in East Hull. But it's a warm glow as far as the supporters of Hull Kingston Rovers and Hull FC are concerned. This derby match, referee furious, the referee rather on the end of a furious Mark Sneed, who complained about, I think, an elbow there.
Well, that was a great run by James Greenwood. We saw his efforts. His side were awarded a penalty a few minutes ago that set up the last try. His run was a brave one here. The defenders can't put him to the ground. Look, 3-4 men involved here. Eventually a penalty conceded.
The Hull Kingston Rovers again on the back of another penalty, able to push deeper into enemy territory. Marsh lays it off to Scruton.
Surrender to...
Scruton is brought down by Mickey Payer. And here is Blair across the field.
Bird, movement! Wait, go for it.
Here is Atkin now. On to Tommy Lee, Donaldson, Scruton, and Scruton runs into the challenge of Sneed, almost runs over the top of Sneed. Little kick over the top from Tommy Lee. Oh, it's just too strong.
What a chance there for Carney. Not done in goal, so I think we'll see a tap on the 20 here.
It's not done prior to the line, it's going to be a scrum.
No, prior to the line, he said.
Prior to the line.
He's made contact prior to the try line, taking it over it. And then we see Griffin. Oh, just you need the bounce of the ball to go your way in a derby game. And it's bounced against the Hull KR side on that occasion.
He's not done short of the line, so it's a scrum.
If I was Tim Sheens, I'd be really disappointed with that.
Yeah, I'll watch that.
From Justin Carney. I know he's had very little time there, but he looked to be a snatch at the ball. And then I've given the benefit of the doubt with Griffin coming across. Josh Griffin, but that's a really lazy attempt. When a try is beckoning, and it's a 6-point ball game in a derby.
It's looking, there's still no sign of Albert Kelly out there for Hull FC. Went off late on in the first half. Penalty goes the way of Hull FC. Ironic cheers from their supporters behind them at that end of the ground. Quite a long way behind them at that end of the ground, in fact. Big expanse of greenery between them and the pitch.
The number 17 there has to be stood straight, directly in front of the man playing the ball. Kelly's on the sidelines.
On me, guys. Chris, shall we get square? Go.
Here is Mickey Peya.
One. Movement! Hold.
He is tackled. Across the field they go with Jake Connor. Connor, backhand to Josh Griffin.
2. Move, Chris! Go,
Griffin,
2.
Danny Houghton now. Houghton pops it up for Taylor. Taylor for Josh Bowden.
3rd. Move, Morris! Back,
Bowden
Chris.
once again coming off the bench.
Go. Chris Atkin, 10 metres.
Here is Sneed. Sneed
Play
kicks
that.
ahead and
Play
it's
on.
trapped and
Play
then picked
on.
up by
Play
James
on.
Greenwood. Did well there.
Well, a very important piece of skill there from Greenwood. We've seen what he's been like carrying the ball, but his left foot trapped there. Good first touch.
Sneed and Greenwood having a little bit of a running battle. Something went on after the ball was played there.
Mark Sneed's becoming an increasingly frustrated player on there. He needs to regain his composure. He's just trying to do too much at the moment. And I think it's born out of frustration with what he feels as some unjust calls from the referee.
Mossy Masai
5.
up to the halfway line. Bit of momentum with the Hull Kingston Rovers at the moment. On the last, they are running it. Donaldson gets it to Blair. Blair kicks ahead. It's going to go out of play, into touch. It came off a Hull player, I think, but nobody played at it, despite the protestations.
Yes, mate. Cheers, Jonathan.
Well, there's been lots of opportunity, isn't there? Lots of space. The fields look bigger today. Maybe that's the weather. Pitches are harder, but we've had more running chances for outside backs in this match than I think I've seen in many games so far this season. It's a late kick. The ball's kicked into Jake Connor, then goes over the sideline. The black and white team will get the ball to put into the scrum.
What? Yes, mate.
The 230th Hull derby, providing plenty of drama, certainly plenty of talking points already.
Back down, let's go.
Still half an hour, just under to go. Saints against Wigan to come after this, of course. Bound to be plenty of drama and talking points in that one as well. There you go, that's on Arena immediately after us.
Move! Wait!
Here, Hull FC lead by 22 points to 16. But they know how fortunes can really turn around in this particular contest. We've seen it so many times before.
And you cast your mind back 2 years to the game. At this stage, it was Hull KR in complete control. In fact, the Sky did a promotion. It was a Housemasters Classic of Happy Hour again. And the Hull KR fans were happy for an hour the last time they played them. They've not been tonight. They've got a chance to get to the hour mark. They might get that way.
Justin, relax. Justin, relax.
Eventually, the referee has called things to a halt and said, we'll think the first knock-on. Whose was the first knock-on?
Scrum. Okay, ball.
Albert Kelly, potentially.
Just back on the field as well. Well, that looks to have gone back. There's a scrabble for the ball. That's then a straight steal. Is that not play
Guys,
on?
you call time off when you're ready to go.
That's presumably the knock-on.
Facing forwards, ball goes backwards.
Let's go, put down. Second rowers, heads in.
Head and feed to Hull Kingston Rovers.
Out!
Just on their own 40-metre line.
One. Move, Danny! Wait, go on.
Washbrook with the tackle on Donaldson. Mossy Masoi, but he's greeted enthusiastically.
Ruins, Danny!
And he's lost the ball. He's knocked it on, and that's a defensive win. And Josh Bowden then gets the plaudits of his teammates. Mossy Masoi not impressed with that.
Time off. Mossy!
He's trying to laugh it off. He's lost a vital point here.
You've got responsibility to keep hold of the ball. Do not react like that again. It's a scrum.
Just a shake of the head from the big man. Accepts the referee's explanation, despite feeling a bit hard done by here.
They went down. They need to be down.
No point in the tackle completed and they're supposed to release him. That's the debate that Mossy Masoi wanted to have with the referee, but he wasn't interested. I think the tackle's completed then, but they're still on him, and the ball does come free.
all players' responsibility to retain possession. I think that's one each, is it not? Two 50-50 calls, probably cancelled each other out, and we are where we are.
Just over the halfway line is where we are with Hull FC in possession. Here is Bowden again.
You do not want to be anywhere near the halfway line, Bill. You're safe up here with us.
That's where I'm going to stay. Danny Washbrook now. Sneed short ball. Finds Minicello, but so do the Rovers defenders.
Release!
And there's another penalty. A lot of whistle in this second half so far.
Well, you put that down to Mark Minicello's strength and balance. They just couldn't put him on the ground, and they took it on for too long. The referee lost patience.
It's the same as the one again.
When they did pull him to the floor, it was too late.
It's the same as the one against Hull FC. I've called held and release, you've taken to ground.
Nod of the head from Lee Jewett.
Kick at goal could be the option here for Hull. Mark Steed's going to elect for that. 40 metres out, 10 metres to the left of the post.
But it makes it an 8-point ball game, doesn't it, I think?
He's kicking into the wind.
If there's a man who's got the distance, it's Mark. And he's been out there all afternoon. He'll know what's happening down there on the field in terms of where the wind is gusting. Yeah, an 8-point cushion at this point it'd be significant, because you don't think that Hull KR have finished scoring just yet.
Take it back a little bit. Thanks, mate. Yeah, stay behind the line. Behind the line.
Coach Tim Sheens.
A step, please.
Plotting the final quarter of this game.
Thank you.
If this ball does go amiss and doesn't go between the uprights, I think the next priority for Mark Sneed is to make sure that ball goes dead. That will ensure they retain possession. They'll get the ball back from a 22-metre dropout.
Sneed just inside that 40 then in the Hull Kingston Rovers half. And aiming to extend Hull FC's lead in this contest. Looks good, but wide of the target, had the distance.
Drop out on the 20.
And the cries ring out.
Well, that's why it's a doubly sensible decision at this stage in the game. The chance to put points on the board and 8 points between them. But if they get the ball dead, as Mark Sneed has done, they get the ball back. Why would you? I'm trying to understand why he would have done that with a dropout. You either go long, don't you, or you go to compete.
I thought they might get the ball back if you put it there. They haven't.
They didn't particularly contest it, did they?
No, maybe got a kick slightly wrong. I don't know saying what to do.
Wait.
It's turning into a real middle of the field battle at the moment. Here is Carlos Tuimavave, picked up an arm injury at the end of that first half. He's got a big strapping there on his right forearm. Body in the rock there. Here is Josh Bowden. And Hull have made progress up to the 30-metre line. Now, ball out wide. Great ball out wide for Jake Connor. And Connor taunts, I think, the Rovers defenders and goes in the corner. And Hull FC, despite being a man down, seemed to have a man more then. Hull KR were really caught out wide then, and Jake Connor made the most of it. And wasn't he going to make sure they knew that as well?
They've just got a little more firepower. The passing game is a little crisper and a little more accurate from Hull FC. They've got some really good strike players. We have a look at the spread. We'll start with the dropout, because this is a strange one. A missed kick, I think, from Chris Atkin, which has meant the ball's not gone dead nor short enough for them to compete. Then we move on to the try-scoring play. Nice work from Mickey Payer. That's a lovely ball. Great vision. He sees Justin Carney coming in from his wing, and there's the taunt once again from Jake Connor. Nice work. This is great vision from Albert Kelly. That's a 25-metre ball.
Never mind taunting. Why isn't he trying to get it nearer the posts so that his goal kicker's got a better opportunity?
Why aren't you a coach? Why aren't you a coach? That's a good point. It's a good point. There's nobody. Thomas Minns is there, I suppose. There is some cover, but he'll take the 4 points. But that could be massively important in the context of this game.
Chris Kendall, the referee, has just had a word with Jake Connor, I think, just to advise him against doing that on his 100th career appearance in an atmosphere like this.
It's
a wind-up merchant.
A febrile atmosphere, and he is yes, you were right, he is a wind-up merchant, but a very, very skillful rugby league player.
What a player to have coming off the bench as well. He got 2 tries against Hull Kingston Rovers in the pre-season game, which Rovers actually won. Sneed then, he missed with that penalty, but he doesn't miss with a more difficult kick from wide out. And Hull FC lead by 28 points to 16.
It's a brilliant pass here from Albert Kelly. Is it left to right? Clearly a backward pass. There's no doubt that the ball's travelled legally. And he's got so much time and space that he's able to slow down, wave to the crowd, throw them the ball at the end of it.
Stay behind the kick! Stay behind!
That's the importance of, you look at the run of Jamie Shaw in that, and the role and the involvement he played, just that tracking run on the outside as an option, a pass option, really pulled Justin Carney out that defensive line. He read it way too soon, by the way. He had 40 metres to play with behind him. That's not a time to try and go and kill a play. And it's cost them.
Still a quarter of the game to go. But Hull FC leading 28 points to 16, and no sign of them flagging, despite the fact that they are a man down. And while they're able to put points on the board, they will keep their energy levels running high.
Play on, the line's all okay.
Sneed shapes to kick. Here is Minicello. Almost gets away from Chris Clarkson. That was knocked on.
Player to play in it. Time off. Time off. It's a scrum.
Well, the last time I made reference to it before, the last time Hull KR played here on this ground against Hull FC, at the 60-minute mark, they had a comfortable lead. This time it's the reverse. They're behind the trail by 12. The question is, what was the talk like behind the post when they stood to watch Mark Sneed take that kick? Do they still believe, are there enough of them still thinking that we can come back and win this match?
Back down, guys.
They need a spark, they need a leader, they need somebody to come up with something that's big, that motivates and lifts themselves here now.
Of course, no Danny Maguire for this game because of concussion. No Sean Lunt because of a knee injury. 2 players who would galvanise a side, who know about a situation like this.
Move,
Lunt's still not fit after that nasty knee gash that he suffered. Maguire not over the concussion that he picked up last time out against St Helens. So they unable to play. They've still got a capable side out there of Hull Kingston Rovers, and they're rolling forward now with Tommy Lee. Lee gets the pass away. There's a Hull FC player down in back play.
Time off. Tackle 4.
Is it Sneed?
It's a potential head injury.
No, it's not Sneed.
Tackle 4.
Josh Bowden, is it?
Bowden.
Jewett.
It's the left shoulder most likely, isn't it, involved in that tackle. He was brave before when he pulled off the tackle on Masoi. He goes in low. Perhaps. Let's see, where is it? Just extended, isn't it? Houghton's puts body weight on top of his, just put the shoulder into a position it didn't want to be. Lots of time here now for Hull KR to come up with one of those tricky little plays that we saw them execute against Huddersfield a couple of weeks ago. Finally try, they need a magic play here now. They need 6 points.
On the goal line.
Well, they're bang in front of those posts as Lee Jewett prepares to play the ball. Golden opportunity for them here now. Here's Mossy Masoi trying to force his way through to the try line. The black and white barricade stands firm, but for how much longer? Little grubber kick comes in and the opportunity wasted.
That's a really uncomposed end to a set. You know, they've had precious little time to look down here. Good shot by Donaldson and Jewett. But you'd want better than that. You want to try and apply some pressure now on a Hull FC team that are going to be showing signs of fatigue. But if anything, mentally, it's Hull KR who are the looser at the moment. It's not a good end to a set.
Minicello wrestling his way clear. Didn't like the challenge. Referee Chris Kendall really has had his hands full in this derby game.
Go, 5.
Lots of niggle. Sneed drills a kick in, looking optimistically perhaps for a 40-20, but he'll settle for that, I think.
Well, he's maybe hoping that the clock just ticks on. Chris Atkin on the Hull KR side as the kick ball rolls over a bit. 25 metres from the line, they rush back here now. There's an urgency still yet in this Hull KR team. You're right, John, they did waste that last kick, but it is difficult, I suppose, to put the ball through. There were so many bodies around Marsh, you couldn't get the ball.
They had a breaking play that you were talking, you were saying, are they going to set up for something here? You have 20 seconds, that's the time for your ball players to go reassess what's in front of you and sort out your next two plays. And they went the big crash ball to Mossy Massoy, and that was it. That was their inventiveness done.
Josh, head in.
So they'll get head and feed, will the Robins? Just about on their own 20-metre line.
Move,
go
Danny
from
Houghton.
Justin Carney.
Hold.
Houghton claiming he's trapped in there.
You're contributing to that, Justin.
Here's Chris Clarkson.
Move. Wait.
Hull FC just trying to slow things down as long as they can legally. Mossy Massoy bumps off and then offloads.
Again, Hull KR perhaps guilty of not pushing up around the ball. There was only Quinlan in support. The rest of them waiting for the next play of the ball.
Quinlan looking for a penalty. Referee tells him to get on with it. Here is Jewett now. Keeping it simple up the middle of the field so far. Jewett and Washbrook. And Washbrook and Jewett. Just having a little tete-a-tete in back play. Still at it, those two. The ball on the other side of the field.
Great catch. Blair now a one-on-one steal from Penn. No, the referee says no, it's the last tackle.
Maurice Blair just holding on to that. Little dink kick over the top. Shaw comes and claims it.
And he's over the side. No, they hold him just about in play. Jake Connor helps out.
Did well there, did Jamie Shaw. One of the best in the business as far as fullbacks goes in this country, Jamie Shaw.
Hold, go to.
One of the Hull FC try scorers in this 230th derby match at a very tense Craven Park. Now this game really finely balanced, even though Hull FC have this 28-16 lead. A real burst from Hull Kingston Rovers could alter the balance.
Well, the Rovers have pressed the accelerator. They're trying to play the game harder, faster than their opponents, but at present, Hull with Shaw and that seem capable of going with it.
Shaw is away. Shaw has got Kelly in support. Couldn't get the pass to him, but great work from the fullback. They get the penalty. Now then will Sneed go for this one.
Maurice,
I think should reverse the penalty. What's the point in throwing the ball at a Hull KR player? I'm a massive fan of Jamie Shaw. He's one of the best players to watch for Hull, but referee's awarded the penalty. Don't throw the ball away at somebody.
Listen, this is the Hull derby.
I accept that, but he's just got a penalty that could win them the game here.
The kit men even don't like each other on Hull derby day.
It's a high tackle. It's nothing more than a high tackle. It's not dangerous. Doesn't make contact with the head. Pulls him to the ground. The referee said to that. He's walking away.
Do hold the mark,
and then throws the ball at him.
Time is off. Just hold the mark, please. Yeah, okay. I want to
stick to the original decision.
Danny.
He's called Jamie Shaw over. And his captain, Danny Houghton.
I want to speak to you too, please. Okay, guys, you've got the penalty. I've blown my whistle well before we've
Everybody's having
Mark,
a part
you don't
of
need
this.
to throw the ball at me, okay? Let me deal with it. Is that clear?
Oh, look at Snitch.
That's clear.
Mark Snitch, not Mark Sneed, though. Did you hear that? Because the referee thought it was Sneed who'd thrown the ball.
Yeah, okay.
Well, apologies. Slightly choice language. But it's Derby Day in East Hull. A smile from Jamie Shaw. And even the mildest manner of players on Derby Day is right on the edge.
A touch of petulance there, wasn't there? He was obviously aggrieved at the high shot from Ryan Shaw. Good covering tackle, by the way. That got lost in all of that. Ryan Shaw's covered 40 metres to bring Jamie Shaw down, albeit a touch high. Nothing more to it than that. This is invaluable for Lee Radford and for Hull FC. There's a minute and a half gone off the clock. Probably another 2 points, and if not 2 points, then the possession back. It's probably the best possible use of their time, given what Ryan Shaw has done in the act of taking Jamie Shaw high.
So Sneed composing himself. taking as much time as he can off the clock. The whole fans giving voice to Old Faithful for the first time this afternoon. Well, it's at full volume anyway. And Sneed just inside the 40 again. And this one on target, extending Hull's lead. 30 points to 16, they now lead.
Well, he's a valuable player, isn't he, for the number of times that he puts those extra 2 points on the scoreboard. It's almost taken for granted that you expect him, wherever he's given the ball here, he's going to put it over. He's now talking with his teammates, turning the ball back inside. I think they want to keep this simple.
Make sure we stay behind the kid.
Now then, we talked about short restarts before. We're now under 14 minutes left in the contest, and they're well behind on the scoreboard. Yeah, there we go. There's a short kick-off we were expecting. Answer me on question.
The ball is batted back, but Hull Kingston Rovers were alert to that. They were better organised for the short restart, and they have got the ball in a promising position. FC could have been penalised there. There was somebody clinging onto an ankle.
Well, Hull scored 3 tries into the end of the 30 minutes of the first half. Can Hull KR do it? They certainly need to get one soon as they come to the shot side. Greenwood, a dangerous player, a threat for the Rovers.
FC trying to get him over the sidelines, but Greenwood goes down a couple of metres infield. Tommy Lee, across the field they go with Matty Marsh. On from Atkin to Blair. Blair, here's Minns. Minns looking for his hat-trick, and he'll get it! Thomas Minns breathes life into Hull Kingston Rovers' battle here to salvage this game. They close the gap again.
Oh, wonderful play. I love a try. Look at this. They've moved the ball from one side to the other. But at that point, you think it's not got there quick enough, and Hull have shifted across. But he manages to push hard and strong enough to carry Albert Kelly over the line. Obviously, Hull down for one man, and just that extra space, a metre or two in the defensive line. Kelly's unable to make up with that short distance, and he pushes hard, goes low, spins over and grounds it on the second occasion. We've set up the kick, and he's just hoping here now that his teammate, the left winger Ryan Shaw, can add 2 more.
This could be gold dust for Hull Kingston Rovers if Ryan Shaw can land this one from the sidelines. As Phil said earlier on, Shaw and Sneed, the two finest practitioners with their goal kicking this season, and he is on target, and Hull Kingston Rovers are still in the hunt here, and Hull FC have got a battle on their hands now. They've got a man down in back play, having treatment in fact.
Have a look at the spread here. Look what happens to the Hull FC defence. Stop going forward, start tracking sideways. Once you're inside that 10, you're in a real danger zone with a player with a strike of Thomas Minns. Great work by Maurice Blair. That stopped the forward momentum because he bit into Josh Griffin, made him commit in a defensive line. Albert Kelly then, he was giving up metres sideways and backwards. When you're doing that, you're in all sorts of trouble as a defender.
Time to get onto the Our League app, the Rugby League's Our League app, and get involved in the Man of the Match vote. Rugby League legend, one of the panel, is sitting glued, no doubt, to this contest, this compelling battle here in East Hull between these two great rivals, and you can have a voice in who is the Man of the Match. Voting will be opening very shortly. It's evenly poised here, and have Hull Kingston Rovers got what it takes in the closing 12 minutes to snatch this game from the 12 men of Hull FC? They're giving it some width now. Carney, hounded by Kelly, but gets away. Couldn't get the pass away, and eventually is brought down. Plays the ball. Atkin, on it comes to the middle of the field, to Chris Clarkson. Clarkson, 30 metres out, spin the ball wide to Greenwood, this lanky second rower, James Greenwood.
5, move, hold.
Trying to wrestle his way clear of the challenge of Chris Green. Green standing over him. Little chip kick over the top from Matty Marsh. There's open space there. The ball is free, but Jamie Shaw did so well there.
Well, we know that fullbacks nowadays create and score lots of tries, but it's all equally as important to save them, and that's exactly what Jamie Shaw is required to do here. Look how quickly he's moving, faster than anybody on the field in that frame. Got to do it quickly, had this sense of urgency, he knew the kick was a good one for Atkin from his colleague Marsh, and Houghton's now injured. They've had some players down, haven't they? Clock stops, just over 10 to go. 8's the gap.
Goal line dropout then. Hull Kingston Rovers will get the ball back.
Let's go, mate. Stay behind. Okay.
So the man of the match voting is now open. The Rugby League's Our League app is the place to go. Thomas Minns, not surprisingly, one of the candidates. Mark Sneed with the goal line dropout. Jamie Shaw, one of the try scorers. Great try from him. And for Tuli Talanoa, 2 tries for him. So those are your man of the match candidates. And voting is now open.
2.
And Hull Kingston Rovers, 10 minutes to go, just under. Looking to close the gap still further.
Tackle in.
Greenwood colliding with Matty Marsh there, and as the ball's gone, Marsh and Greenwood just try and sort themselves out. But Jewett, he's put on his back. They're edging closer to that try line. A Hull KR. FC defending desperately as Maurice Blair goes for it. He's brought down. Minns is bowled over. Atkin, little kick over the top, but it's claimed by Sneed, and Sneed will take every second he can.
And if Hull FC do go on to win this game, Hull KR will look back at a series of last tackle options which have just not had the cut and the thrust that's needed at this level. You can see the disappointment there, the frustration on Tim Sheen's face. Just looking at the man of the match nominations, I mean, you can't ignore the contribution of 3 tries from Thomas Minns. Sneed's always involved in there. Talanoa with a score in the corner. My personal vote would be for Jamie Shaw. I think he's been exceptional this evening, a try scorer, but has been so influential. The communication that's needed with 13 men on the field is something. With a man down, he's had to work overtime, and he has been effective in both attack and defence.
Sneed. Here's Jordan Lane, this youngster who's shone well in the last 3 games, just 20 years of age. This is some experience for him. Scott Taylor, even as he was going down there, and he caught one who's looking at the referee, imploring him to give something. Nothing doing. Here's Chris Green. No Liam Watts, of course. He's moved on to Green with more on his plate. No, it's not. It's a little kick into the corner. It's a great kick, but Talanoa couldn't quite bring it into play. That'll be the turnover.
But even that, which is probably a 7 out of 10 ending to a set for Hull FC, you know, does start the opposition on the 10-metre line in a corner. You know, so despite Talanoa not getting any more than a fingertip to it, it's not a bad end to the set for them.
You can almost say it went out on the full, didn't it? Ball should have been back to where the ball was kicked, but relevant now as Hull KR over on the 20. Referee says play on.
Minns wasn't tackled, he is now.
Go to
Carney. KR looking for something from Justin Carney to galvanise them in the last 7 minutes here. Here is Donaldson. Just inside his own 40. 4 tackles gone. Maurice Blair. Atkin with the runaround. Here is Carney. Carney coming back infield. Across the pitch so far. Gets the pass wider to Greenwood. Greenwood bats off the first challenge, swings his way past the next. Still going, James Greenwood.
Oh, almost got the ball free at the end.
Really smart from Talanoa though. Goes round the back and prevents that last thought of an offload. Kick through.
Little chip kick over the top. But Washbrook very coolly gathered that ball. And then there's a penalty. Is it ball steal there?
That's what the referee says, 2 in the tackle. I think that's a frustration from Quinlan. He knew the kick wasn't what I think he had in his mind. Come out that way, and he went for it. Well, he actually got there first, didn't he?
Well, again, win, lose or draw, top of Hull KR's agenda I would have thought, in terms of review, would be how they finish their sets. They've been full of industry and invention in all the other areas of the field. Top of the list for Tim Sheens, the Hull KR coach, will be how do we finish our sets? Where do we want to put the opposition
on the line? Come on,
on the field, and how difficult do we want to make it for them to get into an attacking position for us?
Since the 9th minute, when Barreto Faraimo was sent off, Hull FC have been playing this game with 12 men against a full complement from Hull Kingston Rovers. They've got another 6 minutes to see if they can claim what will go down as a famous victory in the history of this big city derby between Rovers and FC. Here's Green. Jason Crooks, the last player to be sent off in the Hull derby 2014. That was at Magic Weekend. Here is Griffin. Griffin gets the pass away and couldn't find his man. Instead, it's Thomas Minns who'll break. Minns gets a second chance, but eventually Jake Connor holds on to him. Surely he's got to be penalised. He might even be sin-binned.
It's a good call, Bill. It is an interesting call, that. Slow down play in a possible try-and-scoring situation. There weren't that many Hull players back on side. I don't think he's going to do it now, and this delay, the clock's still ticking. He's just about stopped it. It's helped Hull to get back on side now.
It's a pivotal moment in the game. This was very nearly Hull FC in the clear. And then Chris Atkin races downfield. Thomas Minns, what about this for a tackle from Danny Washbrook, the old stager? But this may be a real important moment in the game for Hull KR.
Now then, Hull FC with an 8-point lead into the last 5 minutes. They are on the back foot. Hull Kingston Rovers rolling forward now. Atkin, Quinlan, good defence again. Salter is brought down just short of the try line. It was Tuima Vave who was involved there. Again, Hull FC hold their shape.
Push up and keep
Clarkson goes across field. Washbrook, his opposite number, literally makes the tackle. The two number 17s in opposition there. Little grubber kick, it's a nothing kick. It's a wasted opportunity. Sheens, for the first time this afternoon, looks exasperated.
Well, the pressure's been on. The kicks haven't been the best, have they? They haven't been good enough in the second half. For about half an hour period, John made reference to a grubber kick that Matt Marsh tried earlier on. It didn't go through the legs. From then on, every other kick hasn't really hit the mark. This is a learning curve for some of the players, Marsh and Atkin. It's a step up for them.
So Hull FC edging closer towards victory. Remember, the Rugby League's Our League app is the place to go to register your man of the match votes. The good kick, it's a 40-20, I think. Not quite. Salvaged somehow by Justin Carney. Kelly so close there. Instead, Quinlan will try and return it.
Tackle one. Wait, it's tackle. I'm going tackle one. Phil, could you just check the touchline, please?
Right, what's the referee said there?
To check again whether Carney kept the ball in play.
Yeah, it's a 40-20 if he's in touch.
As his foot touched the line, in which case he said it could be. This could be a 40-20. Great kick from Albert Keller.
It was the wrong side of the field for Albert Keller to be making that 40-20 attempt as well.
It feels though we're taking out the live from Live Sport here, though, don't you?
That's brilliant.
You know, we've killed the momentum of the match here now by going back to check. Then I'm not sure whether there's any benefits from doing that.
I think these are important calls, though. I think that's...
Keep live in Live Sport.
Carney vindicated. The original decision stands. Play continues. Hull Kingston Rovers have really got to come up with something special by the standards of this Hull derby. That is something special to salvage this game now. Here is Clarkson. Clarkson, little ball out of the back of the hand to Greenwood. Chris Atkin. Hull keeping their cool, keeping their positions. Here is Mossy Massoy. Up to the halfway line now. And that ball's come free. It's knocked on. And Hull FC celebrates.
It's a scrum.
Well, it's probably the end of Hull KR's hopes in this match. The ball rolls free, doesn't it, with just about 2 minutes left on the clock. It's been a titanic struggle between two teams. At the start, the Hull side were fancied to win it. It looks as though they will do so. But boy, they've had to work harder than I think they could have ever imagined.
Well, let's start giving some credit where it's due then, shall we? They're celebrating already, Kirk Ewan and Lee Radford. Let's give credit where it's due. And this whole FC side have come into the cauldron of the KCOM Craven Park Stadium. They've gone down to 12 men inside the opening 10 minutes of the game, and they've found a steel and a resolve after an uncertain 20-minute period following that sending off, and they've found a way not just to get in front but to hold off the advances of Hull KR.
Hull FC then heading for a 6th consecutive derby victory. That's some feather in the cap of Coach Lee Radford in his birthday week. To round off the birthday week with victory in the Hull derby is something special. And as I was saying early on, it hasn't been that happy a birthday for Lee Radford due to the illness that had him absent from training for a number of days. But he's back today to witness his side come up with a performance of real resolve and determination. They've taken the chances that have come their way. Sneed will go for 1 point. Oh, Mossy Massoy gets his considerable frame in the way, and Sneed gets the ball back.
Well, they'll just run down the clock now, won't they? Will they meet again in approximately 8 weeks' time up at the Magic Weekend in Newcastle?
It's the game that brings the curtain down at the Magic Weekend. Sneed went for it, Mossy Massoy got in the way of it. The clock running down, the final few seconds of the 230th Hull derby. And Hull FC heading for victory. The ball in the possession of young Jordan Lane. What an experience it has been for him. The hooter sounds, and it's the black and white side of the city who will be celebrating tonight. A remarkable victory, given the fact that they lost a player sent off early in the contest. It was the usual ferocious competition between these two great rivals. But at the end of it, the players still salute each other's efforts, and there has been a massive effort here today from Hull Kingston Rovers to try and make the most of their numerical advantage, and from Hull FC to withstand everything that has come their way. Hull FC have won this Hull derby by 30 points to 22.
Yes, thanks, Bill, and that scoreline means it's back-to-back wins for Lee Radford's side for the first time in season 2018. In the end, an 8-point margin separated them and their greatest rivals. The Rovers still without a win over Hull FC since 2015. And all the more impressive by Hull FC when you consider 70 minutes of that match was played with a numerical disadvantage following Beretta Farimo's sending off. 10 points between them at half-time, boys. Hull KR, you felt, had to score first in the second half, and they did indeed through Ryan Shaw, which was a great start for them.
Well, Hull KR that were quickest out the blocks, and as John Wells said, he did well to hold his touchline, catches the ball, gets his side in, 16 points to 22, and Hull KR's momentum began.
No, with Hull FC, I think they showed an awful lot of character here to get this win. And Jake Connor celebrating his 100th career appearance, scores the try with a great pass from Kelly.
What an afternoon Thomas Mins had. You felt, didn't you, that the energy of Hull FC would start to wane towards the end, but it was the unity and the character of the black and whites that shone through. Thomas Mins got that try, but Lee Radford will be delighted, not only with the performance, because there'll be holes in it that he'll pick at, but for me, the collective spirit, the unity and the teamwork.
He'll know all about the importance of winning a Hull derby. He lost his first two as coach of Hull FC. In that year, in that time when Lee Radford was under a lot of pressure as a rookie coach. I mean, he's developed, obviously, and expanded this side and cemented his place as a first-team coach. Terry, I want to focus on the home side firstly here, and Tim Sheens. What, if anything, can he drag? What positives can he drag out of this match for his side, who are doing it tough in their return to Super League?
I think in the first half, Brian, the half-backs, I thought they played very well. Especially on that left-hand side, they caused an awful lot of problems. When he breaks it down, you'll see that sometimes that some of the edge defenders don't need to jam in. They absolutely opened it up for Hull FC. And as I say, like, whatever happens in a derby game, it is all about the 80-minute performance. And no matter where you are on the league table, it's what you do in the game. And I think the Hull FC boys, who were under pressure in that game, Brian, they were challenged by Hull KR. And at times, they come up with the perfect play. And it was the final 13 minutes of the first half that took the game away from them.
Well, going back to the black and whites, we sort of underplayed it, really. Mickey Payer, a big man, we thought that they would try and outpower their opposition, but I think it was the craft of Danny Houghton. We don't know what he brings to that side until he's not there.
He seems to be the glue of that side, really. I mean, we're talking abstractions here, but there's a sort of a glue and a steadying influence from Danny Houghton.
In the last minute or so, the drop goal is charged down. Mossima saw it, gets in the way, and the first bloke celebrating is Danny Houghton. He turns around with his teammates, and every player in that black and whites unit is better by 5 or 10% when Danny Houghton's on the pitch.
They've now played 8 matches this season, Terry. That's their 4th win of the season. They put it on record at the start of the season that top 4 wasn't good enough for them anymore. Getting to the grand final for the first time since 2006, and indeed winning it, would now be their target. Back-to-back Challenge Cups already in the bag. Assess their performance as a whole, Terry, so far this season.
Well, 4 wins out of 8 games. They're looking for more. When I watch them play, I'm impressed with them in patches. I think what Lee Radford's got, he's put his stamp on the side. They're a big, they're aggressive side. They can also play a bit. If you look at the likes of Mark Sneyd and Albert Kelly, Jamie Shaw at the back causes an awful lot of problems with his speed when he chimes into the line. I think that when you look at the Challenge Cup final and the last 2 results have gone their way at Wembley, that's about knockout rugby. But it's the consistent form, week in, week out, that gets you to that final game in the semis to get to the grand final. And that's what Lee Radford will be after. He'll be after consistency in the performances.
Would you maybe have hoped, if you were a Hull FC fan, hoped to have seen a little bit more for them today? They win by 8 points, but they do it against one of the lower sides who are missing true 12 men, but they're missing Danny Maguire, missing Sean Lunter, so to a 12 men, the numerical advantage was cancelled out.
The experience from Hull KR was missing, and Tommy Lee coming in from the start means that the interchange is altered, and Sean Lunt, when he comes on, he changes the context of a game, the rhythm of a game, but Tommy Lee and others couldn't quite fill that gap. But playing against 12 men, I still have my reservations about that red card. I wouldn't give it a red card in a million years.
Yet you can't come up with a good reason why you wouldn't, other than you just don't think it was a red card.
It was a good shot, Brian. It's a physical game, our game. The minute you start sending players off because they've tackled somebody too hard, it's time for me to give up.
His feet have left the ground, Barry. His feet have left the ground, out of control. He has hit him arguably directly in the head, if not indirectly in the head, with a questionable attempt to tackle. Terry, throw a bit of sense of, and I can't believe I'm saying this.
He's absolutely jammed him. He saw him coming around the back. I think the first contact was off the shoulder, then it ends up on the head. And I don't think really he's got an option there other than to send him off.
Is it a red card in your opinion?
I do think it is, yeah. I think, and I'll even go as far as saying, we don't get involved with putting out grades at all for the disciplinary committee. I think that'll end up being a grade B.
Okay. Sending off didn't change the game negatively for Hull FC. Obviously, of course, went on to win it, claimed 2 competition points in the Betfred Super League. What about Hull Kingston Rovers? They had a star in their side today. Thomas Mins, despite scoring a hat-trick, ended up on the losing side, and he is now pitchside with our roving reporter Stephen Owen back at KCOM Craven Park.
Thomas, congratulations on a man-of-the-match performance. There's a silver salver. Unfortunately, it was in